Welcome to another edition of Pro Paintball Weekly. I'm your host, E-Money, and today we're broadcasting from the Paintball Sports Magazine studios right here in Los Angeles. And today we're covering the NPPL event number 4 from Kansas City. That's right, folks. The first time ever the new NPPL has had a field indoors in a stadium-like setting. And let me tell you, folks, what an event this was. Highly controversial. Everyone's talking about, of course, Edmonton Impact versus the LA Ironmen. What's going on between first and second place? So that leads us straight into our first segment in the winner's circle. All right, folks, welcome to the winner's circle. The question is, who else belongs here? Is it LA Ironman? Is it Edmonton Impact? We don't know. I'll tell you what, I did have a chance to talk with Oliver Lang in depth about this whole situation, and also got a chance via email to talk with Bart, the owner of Edmonton Impact. And I will tell you this, Oliver, we are trying to work with his schedule and get him in studio for a tell-all interview. So keep posted on www.propaintballweekly.com for that interview if we can make it happen. But here's the big challenge. Let's go back in time and give some more light on the subject here. Again, coincidentally, Edmonton Impact and LA Ironmen both had a practice session, or they practiced with each other the week before this event. Got to know each other a little bit. According to the reports, they had a great practice. Everybody had a good time. Now, let's fast forward. Game 1 of the finals. Clearly, Edmonton Impact won. No controversy there. Game 2, this is where it all started. And again, after talking with Oliver and getting some different sides of the opinion, you saw what happened, folks. It was a stalemate type game. It was 45 seconds or a minute to go. Ironmen were in a situation where they knew that they had to do something, otherwise they were just going to lose. So they made a final push, and according to Oliver, it was a non-malicious run-through. Now, everyone have seen it, have different opinions, but again, I believe Oliver, and this is what he said. Hey, we had to make an aggressive move because there was no choice. Our backs were against the wall, time was running out. That's something we needed to do. Now, originally on the scorecards, that game was given to Edmonton Impact, and they were the winners of that event. Once the Ironmen saw the scorecards and were alerted to the situation, they went and argued the call, and they straightened things out and got the call, according to Ironmen, got the call right. There's a big controversy, so I think that's where the challenge went to, from as an owner saying, hey, congratulations, you won first place, to, oh wait, now we're going to play game 3. So after back and forth and this and that, went on to a game 3, which of course Edmonton Impact lost. Now we get into the one-on-one. Are we going to have a one-on-one? Are we going to split? Is there point fixing going on? All this conspiracy theories, which again, we're not going to get into on this show, but I will tell you again, we're trying as hard as we can to sit down with Oliver and kind of get a tell-all from him. But the bottom line, the facts are that this is the biggest controversy that the NPPL, the new NPPL, has faced in Sean Walker. I think he made the right decision with finally doing a one-on-one schedule for San Diego, and that will actually put an end to that. But until then, the rumors and the speculations are going to continue to fly. And with that, let's continue on to the scorecards to see who we know for sure has 3rd place through 18th place. So first or second place, we got Edmonton Impact and the LA Ironman. Then in 3rd place, which we know who has 3rd for sure, is New England Hurricanes. So let's take a listen to see what Jeff Stein had to say about the New England Hurricanes. All right, Jeff Stein said, hey, we really didn't play that well, but it was good enough. Our new pickups helped, but not directly on the field. Billy Bernaccia was sick, and deadly sick according to Jeff, and Thomas Mantonio didn't have a great event. However, I think their presence helped the team. All right, folks, so there you have it. From the words directly from Jeff Steiner, New England Hurricanes enjoying their best finish so far in 2007. They're definitely happy about that. All right, let's move on to 4th place. Montreal Image, again, another strong performance from another Canadian rookie team here. Let's move on. Number 5, their best place finish so far this year, Jersey Authority. And I think that's what was expected of this team when they first were formed. But as you realize, it takes more than the superstars to win matches. You got to get some teamwork and team spirit in there, and they're just finally clicking now. So congratulations for 5th place for Jersey Authority. 6th place, Joy Division. And we should call these guys the Hard Luck Club, as they, again, have been plagued by quote-unquote bad luck, questionable calls. They had an instance, pretty much a bad luck, where they had a flag hang taken away from them because they ran out of time. There was some controversy where they didn't count it because they technically didn't run the flag back, but no, that was not the case. They simply just ran out of time. Again, had some questionable calls, and again, Joy is not happy with that 6th place finish. Number 7, Chicago Farside. Again, we go from black to white here. Their best finish of the year. These guys are, again, definitely happy to be playing on Sunday and figuring it out after some dismal performances in the last couple events. Number 8, Portland Naughty Dogs. Again, picking it up just a little bit. I've been hard on Rocky's crew this year, but again, these guys are used to playing for 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Now they find themselves in 8th place. Definitely not where they want to be. All right, folks, don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, folks, moving on. Let's take a look at 9th through 14th place. 9th place, Jacksonville Raiders. And again, this is pretty much par for the course for these guys. Tampa Bay and Huntington Beach, an 8th place finish. And again, I think this is definitely disappointing for a team of that caliber. We'll see what happens in San Diego if they can pick it up a little bit. 10th place, LA Infamous. Their worst showing of the year, and they are definitely not happy about that. 11th place, Las Vegas LTZ. On the flip side here, their best performance of the year, and any extra points will help keep them out of deregulation, so they're definitely happy about this 11th place. 12th place, San Diego Dynasty. No, that's not a typo, folks. San Diego Dynasty with their worst performance of the year, probably at the worst possible time, allowing Edmonton Impact to take a huge lead with them in the total overall points, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. 13th place, Pasadena Bad Company. These guys, again, are another fringe team on probably on the outside looking in, don't want to get deregulated, so every little bit of points helps for these guys, so they're happy about 13th. But that leads us to our next segment. We're going to talk to Ryan Greenspan and hear what he had to say about being in the middle of the road. Okay, Ryan Greenspan had this to say about being in the middle of the road. Why did we play so bad? That's a good question. This event was just a mistake for us. All right, folks, that was Ryan Greenspan talking about being in the middle of the road, a place where San Diego Dynasty is not used to being. And we'll get into the overall standing and how this affects them. So stay tuned for that coming up. But now that moves us into our favorite section of all, the Losers Lounge. All right, folks, let's take a visit to the lounge and see who's hanging out here for KC. In 14th place, we have Miami Rage. And let's again, had a chance to talk with Art Mendoza, and here's what Art had to say about once again finding himself in the lounge. It was just a combination of luck and our own mishaps. We're still playing horrible and have one tournament to turn this awful season around. All right, folks, when I was talking with Art Mendoza from Miami Rage, he also mentioned that it just, again, if for whatever reason they happen to get deregulated, he's saying the NPPL just wouldn't seem like the NPPL without Miami Rage. I mean, this team, again, was a founding team. They've been there since the beginning. And we kind of joked around. It'd be kind of like the NFL without the Miami Dolphins. But what's interesting about this format is, again, it doesn't matter who you are. We don't care who you're sponsored by. We don't care who's on your team. If you don't score the points, you're out. So Miami Rage is in a very difficult spot, and they need to crank it up come San Diego to save their pro spot. Because as you know, the bottom 3 teams in the pro event get deregulated down to semi-pro, and the top 3 semi-pros come on up. All right, let's look at 15th place, Excessive. 16th place, Oakland Blast. Again, here's another team that's gone from the top to the bottom in a very short amount of 17th place, Pittsburgh All-Americans. Last place, St. Louis Avalanche, their first time at the bottom of the barrel here. Folks, we are going to come now to the overall point standings, and that's really the big news here, is to say, okay, after all this stuff and all the slip-ups here, in Kansas City, let's see where we are overall. So here we go, folks. That wraps up this edition of Pro Paintball Weekly from the Paintball Sports Magazine studios. I'm your host, E-Money. God bless, everybody.